Hello everyone, this is Kuroda coming at you. Today is, well, March 18th. This is gonna be a 2v2 matchup between Emal Lawliet against WFZ and 120. And this was all taken from the WFDC played pretty recently. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these 2v2s. Emal fan spawning as the blue undead here. Meanwhile, we have Lawliet, well, it's Lawliet, spawning as the blue night elf. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of Goldshire, we have Oversleep, also known as 120, and WFZ. We'll see how these players go about this time around in these 2v2 matchups, and I really like 2v2 matchups more in WarCraft 3 than in StarCraft 2. In WarCraft 3, there seems to be a bigger element of execution of your strategies where a split-second mistake won't necessarily kill you. The DPS and the hit points are all scaled so that the battles are much longer. What you get is, you get games where you, if you have a partner, can actually respond and react to each other. Unlike in StarCraft 2, if you leave with your opponent 5 seconds ahead of you, it is possible that your opponent's entire army could be dead. Meanwhile, here in WarCraft 3, it is a little bit more forgiving. Since there is an additional set of keyboards and hands operating anything, that is always a definite good thing in terms of trying to do execution. Now, we are doing this 2v2 as I mentioned, and this game did come pretty highly rated, so I am definitely looking forward to it. What are the strategies? What synergy will we be seeing in this Night Elf Undead? And this is already a very telltale sign. Lawliet opening up with the Priestess of the Moon. Priestess of the Moon. I don't know why you see the little tiger. That is not the priestess. The priestess is the person sitting on the tiger. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the map, we have the undead Death Knight. Now, what most likely this means is we will be seeing Crypt Fiends. Crypt Fiends are a very strong unit in the game, but what makes them even stronger will be that True Shot aura. If the Priestess of the Moon can get to level 2, get True Shot aura, all of the units will be moving faster, they will be dealing more damage, and that is just very strong in general. That Owl Scout now doing its best job to be an owl while scouting. It is invulnerable, but it is also important when going up against the Blade Master. The Blade Master, however, off over here, going after the Null Warding creep camp at the Goblin Merchant Shop. And interestingly enough, Lawliet is not going to find his opponent. The Blade Master quickly picks up a very nice item here, and this is actually one of those things that I didn't expect to see come in from 120. 120 is a player that I don't think I've cast in the past, but the Blade Master and this Lone Grunt is doing a very good job creeping out this Goblin Merchant camp. The Blade Master still doing more damage, finishing off the Null Poacher here, as the Priestess of the Moon is now looking to get in a little bit of harassment. Now that Priestess of the Moon, though, doesn't have any serious amount of damage. Without the Searing Arrows, that damage is only 21 to 31, significantly less than what you would have, say, with a Demon Hunter. But you do get that a little bit of an Owl Scout there. Oh, we may get a Wisp Detonation. Are we going to see that Wisp Detonation on multiple? Wow, 4! Count them, 4 skeletal minions taken out there. 48 experience now on that Priestess of the Moon, and that was a very big play. The Priestess of the Moon getting that experience and now being able to back off. Meanwhile, the Blade Master continuing to go after the Fallen Priest here, and already sitting at level 2 with +5 attack because of the help of the Slippers of Agility. Coming back off to the north, the Death Knight now creeping out the Ogre Warrior creep camp. This is a rather slow creep camp to creep out because of that Mud Golem slow, but you are able to get away if necessary. We are looking at the Priestess of the Moon, trying to figure out what this Priestess can do here in terms of damage, as there is a lot of Crypt Fiends. Those Crypt Fiends are going to be able to tear through the armor of that Huntress, as we now see Skeletal Warriors now coming in for an engagement as well. Alright, it looks as though there is another Death Coil. The Death Knight doing a great job keeping units alive. The Huntress now being forced back as we look down over here. Emal doing the same exact thing just doing a great job clearing out everything, already sitting up to level 3. So the strategy so far has been Lawliet putting pressure with that Priestess of the Moon and the Huntresses, while Emal has been sitting back at base trying to get to level 3, trying to get that higher level. You can see that is definitely the case. It is going to be a level 2 and a level 2 against a level 3 and a level 1. I would, in this situation, prefer the level 3, level 1 because of the additional damage on Death Coil and the fact that that Priestess of the Moon has the ability to scout out that Blade Master if it tries to reveal himself. Alright, one unfortunate grunt gets ensnared, and this is going to go a long way in favor of Lawliet, who is now very close to getting up to level 2. Once it gets to level 2, things are going to quickly change, as all of these units are going to get a significant damage increase. That +2, +3 damage is going to just tear through all of those units much more quickly, and the fact that the Death Knight also has Unholy Aura means that the Crypt Fiends can start poking off these grunts who are not staying with the Death Knight. Alright, let's go in for a little bit of an engagement here. There is a grunt over here trying to run off. There is the Blade Master, and there is the quick turnaround. The Blade Master already taking a little bit of damage there. There is a critical strike as we are now fighting. Alright, Lightning Shield onto a Blade Master. Very deadly, as we're looking at the Blade Master trying to just focus down units. Beautifully done so far. The Blade Master still sitting at level 2 as the units are just running into each other all of a sudden. Alright, let's take a look at the focus. Dust of Appearance not revealing. The Priestess of the Moon needs to back off. Gets Death Coil down by a level 2 Death Knight. That is always a bit of a shame to see a level 2 Death Coil or level 1 Death Coil finish off a hero. Alright, the Blade Master now seeing at level 3 pushing back, and 120 is doing a great job with that Blade Master. That Lightning Shield has done terrible damage to the rest of the army here, as we are now looking for a bit of a reprieve. The Undead needs to back off here and make sure that they are strong enough to really push back this army. There is a lot of Huntresses, as the Crypt Fiends are once again doing another volley back over. Alright, the Blade Master lost its healing from the healing salve due to an attack, but still chasing and pursuing those units rather vigorously, and will, I believe, get the Death Knight to level 3, if not very close. There are 3 heroes right there. Yep, 7 experience shy. Nothing that a couple skeletal minions cannot finish. And what is that? 1 experience shy. Alright, I apologize for being 1 experience off. Alright, that Death Knight needs to get to level 3. The Lich wants to get to level 2, as we now have Lawliet a bit licking his wounds from that last fight. Both Lawliet and Emal took a lot of damage in that battle. You can see, let's take a look at the supply. 34 over 40, 39 over 60. Compared to 34 and 36. It looks fairly even in terms of overall supply, but remember, there is a larger number of Wisp now being trained by Lawliet to try and entangle this gold mine. Lawliet is most likely gonna just stay at tier 1 and try and funnel a lot of gold to his undead partner. Alright, Blade Master quickly runs by, not detected at all, and you can see an Ogre Lord creep camp here just waiting to be taken out. That is a rather large creep camp, and the Death Knight is there already. Death Knight also very close to level 4, as we see the Huntresses now come charging in. Ogre Lord with that +8 armor still quickly gets taken down with that rapid focus fire. We see Warsong battle drums, so if those Huntresses were not fast enough with the Unholy Aura, add in Warsong battle drums, and this army is attacking faster, dealing more damage, moving faster. What more do you want from an army? You want to be faster, you want to deal more damage, you want to attack faster. All 3 things, the full trifecta of a good range army being able to chase down their opponent's units. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the Crypt Fiends. Crypt Fiends do get Devotion Aura. That is only a level 1 armor increase as opposed to 1.5. For those of you guys who have played the Paladin very often, the Paladin gives a 1.5 armor bonus with level 1 Devotion Aura, as opposed to just level 1. One of those rare differences between Brilliance Aura or Devotion Aura off of the item, the Devotion Aura off of the skill. Brilliance Aura, I believe, is the same way as well. Let's come back around. Blade Master now comes down into here, does spot that there is an expansion already up, and this is going to maybe force the other hand. you can see that 120 and WFZ felt very confident after that last battle, and they are still doing a really good job creeping out much of the map. The problem is going to be the follow-up. What exactly are they going to do now that they are fully behind in terms of economy? This next battle will pretty much dictate who is going to win and who is going to be losing, as the Blade Master or the Death Knight already using a scroll of Town Portal to get out of there, and you can see a Kodo Beast gets caught in transit. Alright, what looked like a very, very easy victory for 120 and WFZ, now looking like a surefire victory for Lawliet and Emal. We also see the full undead tri-hero. I don't remember how often you see that Crypt Lord, but that Crypt Lord is a very tanky hero. If you get the right skills, also has a good knock-up and just a good stun up in the air for all of those units, as we're now looking at a divide and conquer strategy. The problem is going to be that you are going to be surrounded on multiple ends, taking damage from the back and taking damage from the front. Alright, there goes the Crypt Fiends, there it goes the Impale, and all of a sudden, all these units down the middle were just completely in the air. Priestess of the Moon falls at level 2, as all the units are still trying to run back. Another round of Crypt Fiend shots should have taken down that Huntress, but no, does not get taken down at all. Alright, Death Knight tries to back out of here. He's going to get out of there in a moment's notice. A Peon, very, very lucky to be alive, had -5 armor and was down to 18 hit points already. Alright, this upcoming fight, who came out ahead? Emal fan 52 over 60. Meanwhile, 50 over 60. Lawliet could continue to give gold to his opponent or his partner pretty easily. 48 over 50 compared to 44 over 60, and that means that the undead and the orc player are just going to try to push very, very, very deep. Now, the problem with trying to take down a Tree of Life with a bunch of Crypt Fiends is, well, Crypt Fiends don't really deal that much damage. Instead, gonna go ahead and turn around. There is a Scroll of Protection focusing down all of those units there. It looks as the Lich is gonna get taken down already. There we go. I saw a Death Coil, not quite sure what it actually hit, as we are now fighting back and forth. So many units on the field. Crypt Fiends now falling. Impales knocked up. Death Knight of Emal fan may get taken down. No, able to be healed just in time, as it is now continuing to fight here. Alright, let's go ahead. There goes a Raider. There are destroyers in the air. Both sides engaging. Blue against pink, but I am starting to see much more blue than pink, especially with those Wands of Illusion. It's difficult to actually keep track of what is all over the place. Those abominations could be absorbing a lot of damage. Pink slowly dwindling in numbers, and I believe this fight is just the beginning of the end. This fight did not go in favor of Emal, or excuse me, of WFZ and 120 at all. You can see them trying to outlast their opponent, but at this point, things are just going to go from bad to worse. There is too much of a blue army, a blue presence here. Even with the reinforcements coming in of the Huntresses, that is just going to start tipping things much more in favor. Alright, you can see another Death Coil has gone down. It looks like an Obsidian Statue will go as well. Both sides still continuing to battle it out here, as the Blade Master now turns and gets some damage onto the Death Knight. Alright, I have no idea why pink is in this battle. It could be because there are no more Scrolls of Town Portal. Oh no, wait, the Shadow Hunter still has a Scroll of Town Portal. Not quite sure why he is still in this fight. There you go, finally uses the Scroll of Town Portal. And what is happening next? There goes the Scroll of Town Portal, as the rest of the units are now on the run. The Death Knight now trying to escape. Does have Unholy Aura. Do we have the Warsong Drums? I'm not 100% sure who has the Warsong Drums. Oh, Warsong Drums. War Drums are right off over there, as the Blade Master now ready to go. Alright, I think I got Warsong Battle Drums and Endurance Aura confused earlier. My apologies. As we now move off to the top right. Alright, blue. Lawliet with a second expansion. Oh my goodness. Lawliet sitting at, what, 46 over 70 supply, is going to be banking in a large amount of gold throughout the rest of this game here. And trying to set up an expansion here is just going to start evening, or not even going to even things up. Their opponents are right now mining 40 gold a second compared to their 20 gold a second. So even if they lose an entire army in a straight up trade, even inefficiently, 1.5 to 1.5 units for every one that they kill, they'll be able to replenish their army that much more quickly. Blademaster now in that engagement in a very, very bad way, needs to go after all those units there. All right, let's go ahead, take down the Lich. Lich quickly surrounded, and now there is the Death Coil. All right, let's see. The Lich looks like it will be able to get away. Are we going to see a second Death Coil? No, we do not. There is that Lich. It looks like it even died twice there. Also with the Impale going up. Now Crypt Fiends focusing down all of the Huntresses, and now Pink is actually in a very good spot until all these Wisps, if they land their detonations, the Obsidian statues will now be pretty much useless. Very, very low on energy. There is another Impale there as the Crypt Lord now needs to back off. He has no more mana. All right, fighting here. Let's take a look. Front line. Crypt Feeds are in the back. This is actually a really strange position for Pink to be in. It looks as though if Pink could actually focus down the the Huntresses off to the north, and actually be focusing the right units, things could actually go well for Pink if they're playing this right. All right, Crypt Fiends are now engaging against those Huntresses. It looks as though a Lich may get taken down. No, the Lich is not going to go down, as we are still fighting off over here. That is a lot of Abominations, but there are also still Destroyers in the air. Not sure why the Destroyers are not devouring the magic of all of that Scroll of Protection. That would be extremely important at this point, as both sides are still in this engagement. All right, Crypt Lord now sitting at level 3. There is another Impale, knocking all of those units up in the air again. So far, the Crypt Fiends are just barely holding on to this fight here, continuing this battle back and forth. The Death Knight, Scroll of Town Portal he's still sitting on, but we are still looking at the blue Death Knight now getting taken down. He did not use the Scroll of Town Portal. Hex onto the Lich. The Lich gets taken down, and all of a sudden, blue is without heroes. How exactly did this happen, as another Impale knocks up the Crypt Lord? All right, the Crypt Lord not going to be having any babies anytime soon, as it's going to go ahead and get taken down. There it goes. Finally, that very, very slow Crypt Fiend attack, and I am not sure how we are seeing this, but Pink has now taken a huge lead over their opponent, even though the economy would say otherwise. 4 bases to 2, as Emal now going to be losing this Black Citadel. Losing this Black Citadel is going to be a devastating blow. It is going to take quite a time, though, to try and take down the Black Citadel with only Crypt Fiends and Heroes and Destroyers, all of those units there. Oh, let's take a look at this Obsidian statue back over here. It looks like it's going to get taken down. Blademaster quickly finishes it off, and there we go. That's going to get taken down here. One poor Grunt runs into a sea of Huntresses. Now going to be backing off here. Let's take a look. No upgrades at all, and there is the GG. How exactly did that happen? The resource score, let's take a look at the amount of gold mined. 17,000 gold compared to Lawliet almost mined more gold than his other 2 opponents combined, but still he was able to come out ahead. Emal also had the larger army. So with a larger army and more gold, they ended up losing game number 1. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.